Hello everyone, welcome to Eminent Personality Webinars. As you know, this is managed by TechnoBiz. Just to give you some background about Eminent Personality Webinars, it's all about professional journey of eminent persons. Who are eminent persons? Is basically the people who are well respected and well experienced professionals. We have themes for these eminent personality webinars. Okay, currently we're focusing on the rubber industry professionals. We have two types. One on in conversation with the eminent persons in the rubber industry. Basically, they're alive, and the people who are not no more, we call them the legacy of the eminent rubber industry professionals. And we also have the scientists as well. We're working on the program. So I do encourage all of you to watch this eminent personality-webinars.com. We are here for the in conversation with eminent rubber industry professional. Why do we are doing this? I think most of you people like me, young people. Okay, I'm still young, close to 50, but still young compared to the many of the eminent people. We can learn a lot from the journey, professional journey of these eminent persons. So we are inviting various rubber industry professionals, who has extensive experience, and they share their journey, their lessons learned. That's object of it. I think we have so far we invited a number of experts, a number of professionals, eminent people. You can see some of them already. We hosted them. Their programs are available. Each person maybe is 45 to 65 years experience in the rubber industry. A huge experience. I think we all should learn. I think there is a lot to gain from this eminent personality webinars. I'd like to share a special thanks to Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay. Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay, he is very much into this program. Without his help, I could not make this happen. And also there are many other rubber industry friends supporting this and guiding us in suggesting the appropriate eminent persons, and a lot of well-wishers and supporters as well. I'm thankful to bottom to my heart. Is very much thankful to all of you. Special thanks to the Rubber Technologies Global Network group, where we have the Facebook group where all the rubber technologies are there, and also our magazine, Rubber and Tire Digest magazine. And special thanks to Society for Industrial Chemistry, who've been supporting us solidly. And there are Society for Chemists, Engineers, Chemical Engineers, Scientists. So the members, is a very professional society. I'm sure I encourage all of you to be the member of this society, to get in touch with all the scientists, chemists, as well as the chemical engineers. This is a website, industrialchem.org. All the eminent personality webinars are recorded, will be recorded, are available through the TechnoBiz channel. So I do encourage you, if you are interested, to watch the previous or future. I think it's always better to follow the TechnoBiz channel. And today we have here Mr. I.K. Bahl. He has 55 years of experience. He's our guest today. He's our hero today. He's going to talk about his journey. We learn all about him by his own words. What I can tell you about him is that very humble person with 55 plus years experience, 77 years old, still active, still working, actively working in the industry, particularly on the conveyor belt. Guys, please keep your eyes and ears open, and I want you to listen to his story. The agenda today will be like this. My remarks, then I quickly give you the TechnoBiz activities presentation. I try to brief as much as possible, and then Mr. Bahl, he will give his presentation, his speech, or information about his journey, particularly the achievements, on the lessons he learned, and also advice for young people. Okay? And after that, we invite colleagues or friends, industry friends, talk about their association with Mr. I.K. Bahl. And then Mr. I.K. Bahl will address some of the tech questions from the audience which we received in the past and during the registration. So this is an agenda today. First, let me quickly go through the TechnoBiz presentation. Please bear with me. I will present this one as quickly as possible. And if you're interested to know about TechnoBiz, there is a handout file in the panel. You can download it It's 300 some slides. But I'm not going to show all these things now, but I'm going to quickly show you what's all about TechnoBiz. Okay. We established in 2005. It's a basically international resource center for industries and technologies, and I welcome you all to join the journey of the TechnoBiz. We provide a global service. We have a wide number of activities, exhibitions, trainings, webinars, business networks, publications, talent search, knowledge test, and consulting, business matching. Now, we're not just only rubber industry, but we have a broad segment in the plastics, composite, polyurethanes, and also both polymers and energy, environment, process technologies. Our principles of business is education is the main thing, and it's all connected to the business and networking. So it's three pillars: education, business, and networking. Just give you quickly what we are doing for the rubber and latex entire industry. We have exhibitions, GRT, we have an exhibition which we organize in Thailand, and we also have the exhibition in Africa region and also the Arab region. But currently, because of the COVID, the schedules are a little bit strange. But please do watch our website, rubber-expo.com, for further information. So webinars, because of the COVID only I've started. In the past, we have done lots of physical programs. Webinars, we have 4 types of webinars. Okay, today you are joining the Eminent Personality webinar. It's purely about senior people or grandparents of the industry and what their journey about. But we do also have know-how webinars, which is basically education format. We have research webinar, which is focusing on the research and developments, and the technology webinars is basically focusing on the commercial technology. So 4 types of webinars. I don't want to mix all as a TechnoBiz webinar. So four types of webinars. And you can check the website. Each website you may find some of the topics are relevant to you. Quickly about know-how webinars. It's an online for education, and again same profile of what TechnoBiz does. We have short webinars, masterclass, and a Q&A session, knowledge test. Topics are very much focused, well-experienced speakers from across the world. We have memberships. We also have registration fee. You join the registration. There is a registration fee. These registration fees are based on members and non-members. You can see the list of the experts. They're from different parts of the world. We work with the best to deliver the best. That is our motto. Work with the best so that you can deliver the best. Already, these people are well knowledgeable, good people, extensive experience. So you find a lot of topics are relevant, useful to the industry. Currently, we have developed 150 plus training programs and close 30 plus global experts. And you can just quickly go through who are the people where their experiences: Robert Suster, Gerard Nyman, Terry Chapin, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan, Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay, David Hill, Dr. Taumani, Van Walworth. So everybody has a different experience. Dr. CCO, they are specialists. You can check all the details in your, those hand downloaded file. But I wanted just only quickly glimpse through all these people who are contributing for the know-how webinars. But this is not the end. There are a lot of people more coming in the near future as well. They're from the different parts of the world. Dr. Raj Ganesh, Kalyan Das, Mr. Henry Barhin, Dr. Aparna Joshi, Anis Karia, Dr. Brennan Rogers, UK Prasad, Mr. Rai Chowdhury, Dr. Joseph Masinko, Mr. Santanu Kundu, there's Dr. Eric Jordan, Narapati Dhar, Mr. Rajagopalan, Mr. Norbert, and Mohan. So you see a lot. There will be more adding. Okay. We also have master classes. There's a 10-day program on the rubber compounding, tire compounding, 8-day program, rubber hose technology 2-day, rubber mixing 2-day. Very detailed programs. Okay, and sometimes some programs say, less time, not covered much. So we try to cover as completely, and I said as much as possible. And the compression rubber molding, improving from these are all available. If you're interested, you can always check their website, knowhow-webinars.com. TPV technology. If you're any of you in the audience who are viewing this program later on, also if you're interested to be the presenter speaker for our programs, you can always welcome you to join our team of experts. You can always contact me by email. And about research webinars, it's all about promoting research. Currently, we have various researchers from the IIT Kharagpur, from Mahidol University in Thailand. So they're all available and through our research webinars. These are the researchers who contribute. Research is very, very important, it's a backbone of the industry growth and sustainability. So I really promote. We have Pakistan Polymer Research Forum scheduled in 30. There people are presenting. We have Sri Lanka Polymer Research Forum. For details, you can download that file. Okay, and we're inviting you senior researcher as well as young researchers. So we give the platform for both. Okay? And Calcutta University Forum will be scheduled in January. We have rescheduled on this program. Okay, and we have researcher spotlight. It's always important who is the right person, which researcher is the right person for you, what kind of research they are doing. So for this one, we're introducing the first program is Professor Kinsuk research. Is not just Professor Kinsuk. The whole team will be introduced, and I request all of you to join this session on the 15th December. Okay, we have a technology webinar, which is purely focusing on promoting commercial technologies, and it gives you what are the technological trends in the rubber and tire industry, or not only the other polymer industries as well. We have for the rubber and tire industry, we have the Rubber and Tire Tech Forum. It's basically a regular, frequent program, and we have 4 regions in India, Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia. We are having schedules like this. Okay, so if you're interested, you can check our website technology-webinars.com. For India Rubber and Tire Tech Forum, we have scheduled on the 4th December. I encourage you to join. This is free to join. Okay, but if you want to speak, there is a cost for a sponsorship. Currently, I'm thankful to all these sponsors who supported this India Rubber and Tire Tech Forum. These are speakers as well. They're contributing what's in latest trends and technology trends. Eminent Personality Webinars, I think as I briefed to you, is all about the professional journey of the eminent persons. So we have so far we invited more, but there will be more and more people will be joining this journey. We are really excited about this project. It's not about work. It's basically, I feel, is more a responsibility of TechnoBiz that to work with these eminent persons. Okay? And if you know anyone, if you like to suggest, because we don't know everybody, so you can always suggest, or you can write an email to us, hey, Peram, that I should invite, to this person. Is a great person, experienced, and so please do suggest. I welcome your suggestions. Okay? We have a knowledge test. Okay, if you're interested to assess your knowledge, okay, it's basically a true and false multiple choice format. Basically, it's about reinforcing a subject. We have publications, rubber industry publications. You can check out TechnoBiz store. Okay, we have 50+ reference books for the rubber industry professionals. See, TechnoBiz published books, so you can check the details. We have magazine, Rubber and Tire Digest magazine. It's a free to subscribe digital edition. So please, currently we have 6,000+ readers across the world. RubberTireDigest.com. This is a joint publication of Rubber World in US and TechnoBiz. So please, I encourage you, if you're viewing this one later on also, this is a very good magazine with the technical articles. Okay, so useful to all of you. We have a Rubber Technology Global Network. Currently is operating with the Facebook. I think many of you may be already members. If you are not yet, if you are using the Facebook, please do join this Rubber Technologies Global Network. Keep on updating not only our activities but also the technical developments in the industry. Okay. We have a polymer research group. Anybody interested to join our polymer research group also you can join. Okay, we have a rubber industry business network to support industries to in terms of brand building. Okay, we have this project, SME Rubber Industry Branding Project. We do the business and technical consulting service also, who needs to expand their business or what needs some help on technical troubleshooting or project, whatever you need. We have expert. We work with the global expert, so we can help you. We also can help you on the marketing side, product launch side as well, etc. Okay. We have a talent search program. If you are looking for the people to hire, okay, or if somebody is looking for a job, okay, you can always reach out to us. So if I can share the information what I have, or we can assist you. Okay. And so TechnoBiz channel, it's basically some of the programs which we offer. We also put in the public domain through the TechnoBiz channel. If you're a regular user of YouTube, so you can also subscribe to our TechnoBiz channel as well. Okay, this is my contact. You can always reach me. I think most of you receive my email, so I'm available on WhatsApp also. Check our website technobiz.org. Finally, I say that TechnoBiz is an independent private organization. It's aimed to serve the global rubber industries as best as possible with available resources, and also work with the partnerships and friendships. So door is open to all the interested people. and we welcome you to be part of the TechnoBiz journey. That's briefly about TechnoBiz, what we are doing. Okay, I think that's before if you have any questions on the TechnoBiz, you can always reach out to me. You know how to catch me again. Let me go back to our program. The main program today is all about Mr. I.K. Bahl. As I mentioned to you, he is 77 years old with 55 plus years experience. Welcome you, sir. Welcome you to the this program, and today thank you for joining us and agreeing to share your experience to the audience, and particularly for young rubber industry professionals. Mr. Bahl, sir, it's all yours now.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Param, for my introduction to the audience. Good evening to all of you. I am presently working with Forge India and Forge Mining and Construction, two companies under the Forge Group in Sonipat. These companies are engaged in the manufacture of textile and steel cord conveyor belts, industrial rubber sheeting, rubber conveyor accessories, and a good many other rubber and rubber composite products like wear and corrosion resistant protection in the mining, mineral processing application. As a group under the banner of Forge, it has a 4 manufacturing location, 3 in the Sonipat and 1 in the Char near Kanchipuram in south. And 1 more unit is coming up near Char shortly. I have been associated with this group since 1973. Originally called Hilton, was established in 1972. It had gone through many changes with the time in last 5 decades, but kept the umbrella upright under the guardianship of Mr. Ravi Khanna, the current chairman and managing director. Coming to the subject, my journey in the rubber industry started in 1965 after my science graduation. I got a career opening with the organochemical industry in Sonipat, manufacturer of reclaimed rubber as a main product besides molded rubber products for cycle, motorcycles, tractors, rubber lining for chemical vessels and factories. Working there had given me the opportunity to get conversed with the chemical testing on rubber in the initial years and later on physical testing. Those simple tests which I used to perform are valid and helpful even today for re-engineering in the absence of sophisticated analytical equipment like spectrophotometers, chromatographer, TGA, etc. Such equipments were hardly available at that time in the industry. Working there had given me the opportunity to get conversed with the reclamation of rubber processes, which has even more relevance in today's context to conserve the environment. The company had gone under the turbulence in late 60s due to the division in the business interests among the partners. Factories manufacturing activity shifted to Nasik under the name of Residu Polymers. Reclaimed rubber activity shifted and merged in the new rubber company, Rubber Reclaim Company of India. My major contribution was development of the rice de-husking rolls for the newly imported rice shelling machine from Stake and Cholet on FCA Canal initiative and encouraged by managing partner Shri B.S. Kapoor at that time. We were the beginners in this product line. It proved to be a very fast selling and lucrative product, and many manufacturers entered this business area following us. In late 60s and early 70s, in and around Sonipat, on the GT road, a cluster of small-scale rubber industries came up. These all were started by very hard-working enterprises, migrated from Pakistan at that time of partition of India, and took some time to settle down and then started their ventures in business. To name a few, these units are Mercury Rubber, Northland Rubber, Hilton Rubber, Haryana Tires and Tubes, United Tires in Samalkha, and Super Tires in Karnal. This takes my memory back when Super Tires name comes in mind. This company manufacturing scooter tire was established by Mr. B.L. Chawla, a very hardworking enterprising person. I do remember his occasional visits to our laboratory of organochemical for getting the rubber compounds trials done and tested for physical properties, and me carrying the test for him. My bosses, Mr. Arun Kapoor and Mr. S.L. Mehra, regarded him as a good friend. Years later, he is known as the father of the distinguished astronaut Kalpana Chawla. It makes me remember a few great personalities in the rubber sphere with whom I had treaded a few steps following them in my early career. The name, a few are Mr. P.P. Mukherjee of Bata Shoe Company, Mr. D.C. Verma of Goodyear, Dr. Uma Shankar, Dr. N. Roy Chaudhary of Super C, Mr. M.M. Patel of Synthetic and Chemical, Dr. N.V.C. Rao, Technical Advisor to Government of India. They all were learned teachers to me when I was preparing for LIRI and attending their lectures on rubber technology at Manak Bhavan in Delhi on Saturdays. In 1970, I had the opportunity to attend a 15 days training course at the Biotechnical Service Laboratory at Thane, and later I learned a lot from the faculty were experienced Mr. R. Pandit and Mr. S.K. Patnagar. In 1973, I joined Hilton Rubber as a manager quality control and development. The company was engaged in the manufacturing of flat transmission belts and had just entered in the manufacturing of conveyor belts and V-belts. These two products were monopoly products of Dunlop and Fenner in the organized sector. There was huge demand in the market due to the shortage of these products resulting due to the closure of the NRM. This opportunity was encashed by Hilton Rubber at Sonipat, though bearing a small scale industry status. It earned the name in the market for producing quality products. Soon Hilton brand was established and recognized with the farsightedness of the management headed by Mr. D.S. Khanna, Mr. P.S. Khanna and Mr. N.S. Khanna, and later on joined by Mr. Ravi Khanna. All the team members involving engineering, production, technical, and with the support of the management, Hilton established its brand name for conveyor belts and V-belts equivalent to Dunlop and Fenner, which were considered as giants in India in a very short time. During that time, two companies in large sector, Nylon Belting and NDU, with the technology from BTR UK, along with the Universal Conveyor, all three having ISCON consultants headed by Mr. Dr. D. Banerjee as their Indian consultant, came in existence, but Hilton did not fall back against stiff competition from them. During those conveyor days, conveyor belts were being produced with cotton reinforcement, occasionally with cotton nylon blended fabric also. The V-belt reinforcement material was rare. Around 78-79, we worked hard to introduce nylon conveyor belts, well taking care of fear of high elongation in such belts, adopting the post-cure stretching by modifying the equipment and making suitable changes in the process at different stages of production. The first such belt produced in India by Hilton using the nylon dipped fabric from Teijin, Japan was supplied to Bahl steel plant. The belt performance was adjusted excellent, outperforming the cotton belt. That development led to the transformation of the conveyor industry, switching from cotton to nylon. The industry started moving to nylon and later EP. These shifts put pressure on technical people, but well absorbed sooner or later as per the capacities. A few years later, EP fabric was introduced, overcoming the elongation problem of nylon. Moving from the cotton to nylon and nylon to EP demanded a change in process and were successfully implemented, not with easy sale. To improve the performance of V-belts, reinforcement was replaced with polyester. That necessitated designing new compound, ensuring capability with the polyester cord and making process changes as well changes in equipment to take care of its heat shrinkage behavior. We worked with Mudra Course and SRF to develop dipped nylon fabrics for conveyor belt and polyester cord for V-belts. At that time, they were also new in the business, but supporting such each other. Positive results obtained. It was a joint effort. I recollect this support which we were getting from Mr. Gyanashekaran and Mr. Chalaraj of Madura Courts and Mr. Kanagaraj of SRF. The industry needs were changing and new challenging demands were coming up for upgradation of the products for diversified applications such as high temperature resistant conveyor belts for cement and steel industry, oil and chemical resistant belts for fertilizer industry, fire retarding conveyor belts for overground applications in coal and thermal power sector. This was a very challenging time and we worked hard and strived to occupy and remain in the upfront position in competition. The management at Hilton Rubber had a vision to remain amongst the top 3 in India, and the managerial team stood to that test. Hilton entered into technical collaboration with the Optibel Germany to produce raw HB belts and got their second-hand plant to produce such belts. Management entrusted to me to adopt, absorb, and implement the technology received. It was a new technology, new materials, new machine. It involved a lot of understanding, and as a team consisting of me, my colleague from the engineering made all efforts towards keeping the ingestion period to minimum. It was all done, supported by marketing and guided by then Joint Managing Director, Mr. Enes Khanna, proved to be the best provider of such belts, duly approved by all OEMs at the first approach. Time was very important for implementation of the project. We had some teaching issues in the beginning due to some issues with the machines received and non-availability of spare, but we made up with all our alternatives to keep the project running. It involved a lot of hard work to set the process, different stages of production, but then we had the satisfaction of achievement when encouraging reports from OEMs started coming. I like to quote one stance here. One day I was called by Mr. Enes Khanna and he told me that there was a bad news for you. I just got product. What about what has gone wrong? In the second instance, he told me that DCM Tota has approved of our bed samples after getting them evaluated from Mitsubishi, Japan. No, you have to ensure that trust is maintained for all time to come and it doesn't get shaken or shattered at any moment. He advised me that successes achieved do not deserve celebration as it comes with more expectation from you. Continuous efforts are required to maintain the confidence someone reposes on you. Consistency is important and to maintain that consistent efforts are required. I took it as a sermon to follow. I do remember another instance to mention. I was in Bangalore to attend ISI meeting on belts and pulleys. I awaited the opportunity to visit TVS factory to whom we were supplying our raw belts for their moped model XI, and they had introduced recently then their extreme model. During the discussion with the engineering team, it was informed that they were not getting the desired speed ratio of 4.07 and so failing on to get the desired pickup of the vehicle. Using the belt of another make on which they had standardized, they were getting speed ratio of 3.86. They posed a question, what can be done to achieve the design value of 4.07? My instant reply was that they should change the diameter of one of the pulleys to which they showed their inability because they had some constraints. It was proposed to them that can also be achieved by just changing the effective diameter by reducing the cross section and allowing the belt to sink in the pulleys. It was a simple mathematical calculation. If a relative diameter is 50 and 200, we will get a speed ratio of 4.00. While relative diameters are reduced by 2 millimeter, that is 48 or 198, the speed ratio will be 4.1.25. The idea was well accepted, and their team of 2 engineers came to our site with their own developed testing designed for determining the speed ratio and the center distance between the pulleys. We jointly worked out the bed cross section for them with a very minor variation and achieved the desired speed ratio. It was a comfort for both of us. Later on, they started determining the CPK value on our beds for the crucial parameters on each lot being supplied to them, and they always found CPK value more than 1.33. And so confidence with the customer was built up. It was a very small adjustment with the understanding that made a big difference to the customer. Sometimes a small step can lead to a greater success. In 1988, Hilton signed an agreement with Trelleborg Sweden for the manufacture of Kevlar conveyor belts and wear-resistant rubber parts used in the mining and mineral processing, such as mill liners, chute liners, rubber screens, screen accessories, impact bars, etc. It was involved in absorbing implementation to know, receive, and developing the products for Indian industry. Somehow, Kevlar belts did not catch on well with the conveyor industry, but other products were launched successfully, and few of them are being commercially exploited even today. And we are well accepted in the overseas market. Such absorptions of technologies, making changes therein time to time, addressing the individual customer requirements were always taken as a challenge, and to the best of my ability, I discharged it with all my endeavor I had. On the eve of the expiration of the NOHO agreement with the OptiBelt, on completion of 5 years, management took a call to go for another calibrator for the V-belts manufacturing. It was marketing need to have such a belt with some of the customers. After hearing an experience with the OptiBelt, with whom we had only NOHO transfer agreement, and once fees were paid, there were no transfer of technology. Management took a call that with the new collaborator, they will involve him financially also, so that his interests are maintained time to come. And information knowledge flow continues on a regular basis. This was realized with Rollens Fabrica Denmark, a well-known brand in the automotive belt sector in Europe and US. During the initial discussion with them, they informed that we are already having the best technology for the manufacturing of V-belts and Royce V-belts of OptiBelt, and we will not gain much, but they will enrich us with the quality system for sustenance. A joint venture was formed with them with share allocation of Hilton Rubber 50%, Rollens 26%, and IFU Denmark 24% in 1993. This is how became partners. In 1996, this company was solely owned by Rollens Fabrica. With the structure changes took place at the plant and management level. While Mr. Enes Khanna continued to be the chairman, Mr. D. Haldar rejoined as a CEO and marketing head after a gap of 3-4 years. The person who was heading the production resigned, and I was entrusted to look after both production and technical. On one of the visits of directors from Rollens on the eve of formation of the new company, I was advised by Mr. Khanna that we have to demonstrate and prove that we are not less than them. I took a lot of pains to improve production numbers and to improve the economy of the company. In the first month itself, after the formation in January 1996, we realized highest record production, crossing 1 lakh pieces against average of 50 to 60,000 figures in the past. Next month was February, and lesser number of working days, and achieved production was around 97,000 pieces. Thus, 1 lakh figure became the target figure for the month, which was achieved throughout the year, except for the month of February having lesser number of days. This effort was well appreciated by all for 3-4 months. Then in one of the production meetings chaired by Mr. Enes Khanna, I was faced with a wrath from the CEO, he started quoting why certain sizes of the belts are produced in excess than the plan given by him. It happened that for say, the plan was 500 pieces a week for a particular size, and one belt sleeve generates 70 pieces of that size. And to meet figure of 500 pieces needs manufacturing of 8 sleeves, and that would generate 60 pieces extra. When explained, though he knew it, he advised that we should not produce more than plan given, and it is acceptable to him if numbers are short. Personally, I could not digest this because the customer would be looking for numbers ordered by him. After the meeting, I was advised not to go disturbed by the chairman, explaining that marketing is under the pressure as they were not geared up to sell the material for this sudden increase in production numbers. I was advised that the momentum of production let it be maintained in spite of such negative comments. This increase in production had another negative effect on functioning as a cluster cost stocks, which were an important item, started dilapidating fast and with increased demand from the production and necessitated to get airlifted. So was the case with some other raw materials. It was a hard time to make such a decision. On one side, it was appreciated, and on the other side, it was reprimanded without knowing which way to go. One should take such situation in his stride, keeping himself cool. Some exchange of technology upgradation was there, but not much help, as they said above. But we learned from them about quality management systems requirements. They had practiced Ford Quality System Standard Q101. The copy of this standard was handed over to me on my second visit to Roland by the quality manager. This quality standard of Ford amalgamated with quality standards of Chrysler and General Motors became QS 9000 and later redrafted as ISO 9001 and ISO TS 16449. They made us to understand how company quality management systems are generated and written down and need a review for further strengthening. That knowledge on quality system helped me a lot in developing, maintaining, and further improving the quality of the product or process or the system. Wherever I work, I have been playing the instrumental role of management representative since then, earlier with Roland and lately with Forage. With the exit of Mr. Enes Khanna as chairman of Rollins, after his completion of 3 years term, my integrity with the company was doubted, as I felt at that time in 1999, and thought it fit to leave and join the Forage India, headed by Mr. Ravi Khanna, younger brother of Mr. Enes Khanna. And I am still continuing. Forage activities had been touched in my opening remarks. When I look back, I feel indebted to Mr. Arun Kapoor of Organochemical Industries because he gave me the opening in the rubber, and later two brothers, Mr. Enes Khanna and Mr. Ravi Khanna, as my mentors. I pay my best regards to them and wish them good health for years to come. I can only make suggestions. So this is all what my journey is.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Wow, you have extensive experience, and really you made very good points. One is that the success brings the more responsibility. Okay, you don't, celebrating success is not enough. That you really need to. It brings more responsibilities. That's a very statement, and also that the smaller steps leads to the bigger roles. That's a thank you very much. It's an interesting journey. I have a couple of questions before we move to the next session. But so you have worked with them. Have you ever thought quit from the rubber industry? Sir,
Yes,
have you ever thought about quitting from the rubber industry? You work so long, you attached to the rubber industry. What's feeling like?
you can feel about from my face itself.
Okay.
I'm
No, I think I
77,
right.
and I still feel that I can serve another 3-4 years or 5 years. I don't know, depending upon what is acceptable to the company.
Do you have any things that you really want to do? Anything that you miss to do, or in your rest of your life journey?
No, I don't have any regrets. I don't
Okay.
have any regrets.
And you have seen, you are in the close to 55 plus years experience. I think you know the difference between generations. Current generation or your generation, the needs are different, the way things are happening different. Do you have some suggestions for the current generation to sustain in the rubber industry?
I can only make a few suggestions.
Please, sir.
Learn from the customer and the customer, the user of your product, about his performance requirements and expectations. You must plan and visit your ultimate customer once in 6 months or a year as it suits you and your company. Get the direct feedback from the customer rather than what you get through the marketing department. Request your bosses to get your visits arranged irrespective of the complaint or no complaint. Learn from the operator, man at the shop floor. Many a time he is also the educator and your co-partner in your success. Please spend as much time as you can at his workstation and learn how he does his job and how you can help him to improve upon his performance and making his job easy, respectful, and safe, as he is the most vulnerable person. He will stand by you in your adversity if you had helped and nurtured him in his performance. Without his support, you cannot prove yourself to be a good performer. Another suggestion is to maintain a good discussion with the engineering people and find time to sit with them. They will help you in solving many of your process problems, shop floor problems. Please take the advantage of their knowledge, experience, and skill as and when required, having developed good relations with them. This is from my personal experience. Get to know your competitors, their activities, strengths, and weaknesses. Their strengths are challenges to you, and get prepared to face that. Last suggestion is to meet your suppliers, technical people. Please advise your purchase heads to arrange your visits at regular intervals, similar to the purchase to get arranged visits to their factories or technical service centers. If they have interactions with the outside world is very important. Speak to your suppliers what your competitors are doing without caring whether they will share or not. Please explore to the extent possible. So these are a few suggestions which I can make to the young people. They have to get involved.
Go on, sir. Anything you want to add? Yeah.
With this, I end up here. Many thanks to you, all for giving a patient hearing. My best wishes to you all.
Okay, sir. I think we have some pictures of you when you were young, okay, and I want you to share some background story about that each picture. I'll share on the screen now. Okay. Can you talk about this picture? What's going on here? When I saw the first time, you look like my teacher a long time ago when I was my primary school teacher, and it's reminded me of the good old days as well. Tell us the story behind this picture, sir.
You see, this picture is one delegation from the Europe, from the industries, came up to India to have the business development activities. So they visited our plant and had a look. So this is one of the person from the delegation with the top management team at that time. Next to him is Mr. N.S. Khanna, who was at that time joint managing director, and then he became the managing director and chairman of the company. Next to him is Mr. D. Ghosh. He was export manager. Then myself is there. Then production head was there. And the person at the left is Mr. Vipin Pandya. He was the export marketing man.
There's one more picture, similar picture here. I think there is one more person here.
In this picture, all those people are there. One more is added, and that is Mr. Ravi Khanna. He is our current managing director and chairman.
So you are closely associated. You are closely associated with the Khanna family for the owner. So what's your opinion about them? How they are? What is their management style? You can talk about the management style of Khannas.
You're not a bad management staff. It's a management team, or you can say the top management, what we call in today's terms. So Mr. N.S. Khanna and Mr. Ravi Khanna were the top management people. Today, Forage is headed by Mr. Ravi Khanna and his sons. N.S. Khanna is not in the industry currently.
In this picture here.
This is picture when we visited Rollins, maybe in 92, 93, when we had signed the agreement with them. So myself is there, Mr. N.S. Khanna is there. Then Mr. G.R. Rathod, he was the engineering head, and this person, Englishman, is the Rollins man, Mr. Leif Thorsland. This is when we visited Trelleborg, Sweden, and Trelleborg Atlas, Kongsvinger, Norway. So this picture is for the Trelleborg, Norway. So here we had gone to see their production of the Kevlar conveyor belts. They were producing the Kevlar conveyor belts in this plant, getting the material from the Sweden plant, and building and curing was done here. Rubber conductor material was coming from the Trelleborg Sweden unit. So to see the manufacturing of the Kevlar conveyor, we visited this plant.
This is here in this point. Last one, the second person on the left. Yeah, that is.
This is the seminar. This is the seminar on the rubber conveyor belts organized by Hilton Rubbers, and I was on the dais.
Okay, that's what we have pictures. Okay, now we, thank you very much, Bahl Sahab. It's a very interesting journey, and you also give very useful advice for the people in the industry to follow. I think it's a huge experience. We invite some of your colleagues and industry friends of you, to share their association with you, how they have been, associated with you, what kind of learnings they learned through you. Okay, let me invite Mr. Ashwini Sharin. Mr. Ashwini sir, please come forward. You open your webcam. Okay.
Param?
Yes, I can hear you now. Well, yeah.
Hello.
Param, first of all, I must compliment you for the innovation and the idea which you have got and being implemented on a very regular basis for introducing eminent rubber industry professionals. And your coordinator is also very good, Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay. The topic is now on my, I don't have words to express for Mr. Bahl. He started joining in 73 to a group when I was only 19 years old. And he taught me like a teacher when I used to visit him. It was very interesting that he used to ask, which he has clearly said in his saying, that you must call outsiders. But I was not an outsider because he treated me like his own son. And people are now having SAP system, this system, or any other system to do the things. But whenever I used to go to him, he was only writing, and calculating. Out of my curious mind, I used to ask him, what are you doing? You are a technical person. In my mind, it was that he's a technical person and he's writing the things. He said, whenever an order comes, conveyor belt, we have to supply after 5 months or 6 months. I'm calculating how much material will be required, what will be the cost, and when it is required. We don't want to have any inventory cost. So everything at that time, it was in his mind. And he is a very religious person, very religious person. He was keeping fast on Tuesdays. At that time, I used to see my father also keeping. So then I started matching Mr. Bahl with my father, that how sincerely and God-feared person and an honest person. You are seeing the honesty of a person, that a person who is the pillar of this Khanna group or the Kapoor group, which was earlier their mentor, his said mentor. And he's such a down-to-earth fellow. I'm telling you, in today's time, everybody to whom you will call on this stage will only say of himself, he will not mention his own old guys. But I'm really surprised he has not left even a single person with whom he has worked. I must appreciate his honesty and dedication to an institution where he started his career and still carrying on the career. I used to visit so many other competitors nearby and other regions also. They used to mention me, can you bring Mr. Bahl to us? How much he's getting? I used to listen to them, but I used to think that they are asking me a stupid question, because I knew Mr. Bahl's integrity. He will never do. He is married to them in the profession. He has given his life to the institutions where he worked. He is not fond of fames on the back front page of the magazine. That is one of the best quality, and the things which he has in his mind is implemented and being listened by the management also, because it paid to the management for growing. Other than this, I once requested him that he should give lectures to the students in Indian Rubber Institute. He gladly, unconditionally agreed to that, and he had been taking classes for the students in the Indian Rubber Institute, which we have in Delhi. Other people who were the speakers used to charge, but he never charged. He used to come from Sonipat. He never charged a single penny. Just see his honesty for the honesty and contribution for the rubber industry. In my opinion, I don't know of others, but I am indebted to him, the way he taught me how the things work. I'm a bachelor of arts, but now I know the technology not up to his level, but I regard him. I'll go on regarding him. I'll teach my other people that if you want to be, you can. He is my idol. My regards to him and to the TechnoBiz for organizing such good innovations for the rubber industry professionals. Nobody remembers, nobody will come out for all these things, but you have created history, and it will be not, I say it will be, people will see in YouTube when Mr. Bahl came, when Mr. UK Energy have come, when so other people who are old guys, because they have value. Your words are, you have to listen their words very carefully and make a note. As he said, success brings more responsibility. These words in normal way, you can't speak and understand. You have to be dedicated to listen to all these things. As people listens to old songs, and they then calculate it. What does this mean? Every word of the Gita or the Ramayana written by Valmiki and others has some value. So when we listen to them and you have recorded them live, it will be Ramayana and Gita are much more bigger because they are religious. But for rubber industry, words of these personalities will be listened on YouTube by the efforts of Prema Prasanna Rao. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarin Saab. Thank you very much. Bahl Saab, any words to Mr. Sarin?
I am very much grateful to him. We had a very long association. We know each other for the last 30-35 years, and we have regards for each other. So with that, I thank Mr. Sarin for speaking nice words about me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarin Saab. Once more, you motivate me more to do the more, as I said, your words make me more responsible. Okay, so I'll make sure that this journey continue on Eminent Rubber Industry Professionals and as webinars. Thank you once again. Now I invite Dr. Timir Bhattacharya, and he also associated with Mr. Rakib Bahl Saab. So Mr. Dr. Bhattacharya, please.
Thank you, Param.
Your voice is not so clear. Can you speak louder? Yeah. Yeah.
Is it clear now?
It's better now. Yes, fine. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, Mr. I.K. Bahl, the 77-year-old young man, is up in our everybody, including our managing director. To the top management. Am I audible properly?
You are not so clear. Yeah, it's the voice is breaking. Yeah. So
why is it like this? I don't know. I hear.
Okay, now it's yeah. I think you don't need to use your speakers. Can you use without? Yeah.
Is it okay now?
It's better. That's perfect. Yeah. Okay, go on. Yeah.
What I was telling Mr. I.K. Bahl, a young man of 77 years old, is called Bahl Saab. by each and everybody of our company, including our managing director. He is respected by everybody, and honestly speaking, he is the person deserved for this. I started my journey in rubber industry in 1979 in Andrew Belting division. 1979, and Andrew was manufacturing conveyor belt. In 85, 86, most probably 1985, 86, one of our inspector who used to come for testing their belt brought a test certificate, which was from Hilton Rubber that point of time. And I saw the test certificate, and at the bottom it was signed by I.K. Bahl. So it was so nicely designed, that test certificate, that I immediately copied it and started introduced in our format of, at that time, NGO belting divisions conveyor belt test certificate format. I started implementing it, and it was very nicely designed. From that time, I had a respect toward Bahl sir. And also, we, at that point of time, I don't remember 85, 86 or 89. That time we brought some V-belt from Hilton Rubber, and we tested there in NZU. So perfect, and its construction, everything was, and its property was high quality. Then from that time, actually, my respect, and I inquired who is the technical in charge of this type of manufacturing people. Then I came to know that Mr. I.K. Bahl is there. He is the in charge. From there, actually, I had some started respecting Bahl sir from that point of time. And we met once in maybe 95, 96 in BIS meeting, but which then we are not very close to each other. And after that, in 2008, when I joined 4H, I came closer to Bahl sir. And from then till today, I'm associated with Bahl sir, and really, day by day, my respect toward Bahl sir increases. And from the core of my heart, today also, I try to just learn from him, and also I try to copy him. His working style is so nice. And at this age also, Bahl sir spend at least 2 to 3 hours every day in the floor. And if there is any problem, I have seen from in my own eyes, if there is any problem in any, suppose any operation or any process, he spends whole day over there, even more than 10 hours, 11 hours, he spends there in the near the machine at this age also. So this is something which we, those who are close associated with him, those who are working with him, working under him, we try to learn. Especially for me, this is I feel myself really very proud and also lucky to be associated with Bahl sir. And his knowledge level with respect to compounding, with respect to process, is very high. Whenever I have asked some question, I'm in some problem, he has given me immediate solution, including compound and also processing, so many times. And he has the patience. Really, but I can give so many examples of his patience, that yes, some problem is coming, and he is going on doing trial, starting from morning to evening, until and unless the problem is solved. This is Belsa. That is why till today, everybody respects him, including whoever, those who has come in contact with him for very few days. He has also respect within our company and outside our company, I can ensure. Belsa has developed so many good and special compounds. His main, but the main area where I respect him very much is his technical concept, and he is very firm in his decisions with respect to technical points. Means there is no compromise in quality, never. I've seen in some cases, suppose we have made some belts or product which is really in very small amount of deviation, maybe 1%, 2% deviation is there. Even then, Balsab did not allow us to release. Or before releasing, he has contacted the customer. This is the position. This 1%, 2% deviation is there. Would you like to accept it? Or we are also ready to give some discount or whatever. So that is the main area where why Balsab is here for in this industry for 77 years, and for so many years, 55 plus years in our industry. And main reason is his knowledge and his firmness with respect to technology. So I I just express my gratitude, and I feel lucky to be with Balsab for so many years. I pray for his longer life and pray for more and more years of servicing the industry so that we also can gain more and more from him. Thank you. Thank you, Balsab.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bhattacharya. Appreciate the input. Any words to Dr. Bhattacharya? Balsa?
No, we know each other very well. We can speak in another platform also.
For sure. Thanks. I understand, totally understand. Thank you, Dr. Bhattacharya, once again for your sharing this. I appreciate that. Okay, now I invite Mr. Arun Kapoor. Okay, let me ask him to share his webcam. Arun Kapoor sir, can you open your webcam?
Okay,
Yes.
I am doing it here.
Yes. No, you're okay. You're gone, sir.
Okay. क्या हाल है इंदर? ठीक ठाक?
बिल्कुल ठीक है। आप सुनाएं?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Doing well. Very nice to hear you. I missed the earlier part. I was stuck somewhere in a meeting. You have revived very old memories.
Yeah, that's true for me also.
I remember when my father and his brother started organochemical industries in Sonipat, and I was the so-called first reclaimed technologist in India. I had gone to Bayer Leverkusen and came back and started the small laboratory. And I was very fond that young people should come up, and we permitted all the boys in the laboratory to go on Saturdays to Delhi to do PRI classes. And if I remember correctly, Inder was third in line. First we had Yudhishthir Roy, who was a gold medalist, then S.L. Mehra, then I.K. Bahl, and then was Anand Hans. All these four guys did extremely well in life. And about Inder, I remember 2-3 things. First of all, He was a very quiet person. He had man of few words. Whenever we talked together, his answer used to be yes, yes. And he understood and were very meticulous in his work. And I found him amongst the most dependable persons whom you entrusted a task and you knew it will be done. And he took a lot of interest in everything. We made reclaim rubber, factories, rubber lining, and rice mill rolls. Organo was a unique company that everything we did was for the first time. It's all innovation, and he was very much part of. Ultimately, he was boss of laboratory, and a lot of work was carried out through him. One more thing I remember very distinctly about his personal life. They were from a family of refugees, displaced persons from Pakistan, and his elder sister, he sacrificed everything for her siblings. He used to work in income tax department, and she brought up Inder and his brothers and sisters all together entirely by her own single effort. And Inder was always very respectful towards his sister, and the great sacrifice he did, and she taught good values to her younger siblings. And now we drifted apart for many years. I did visit once or twice Hilton. One day I remember he showed me with great pride his new laboratory. He had brought a new tensile testing machine from abroad, which was completely computerized. And even I was impressed because I had never worked on that machine. So he showed me how it works. And slowly, they kept on building up a very sophisticated, a beautiful laboratory at Hilton. And he is a loyalist. So long as we were in existence, he stuck with us. And then he went to Hilton and now 4H. He has not moved here and there like Ashwini was saying that various प्रलोभन जिसे बोलते हैं, people could not take him away from where he was committed. I wish him good health, and I hold him in very high regard in my heart, and good that I could remember now old organo, the laboratory, the big huge boiler, and those autoclaves and refiners and all those things.
I feel very much indebted to you, sir. Very much indebted to you.
You know, that's kind of you to say. You know, frankly, it's matter of fate that I was so-called your senior. I'm only 3 years older to you. It was just simply because of my birth. I was born in Kapoor family, so by birthright I became the chief there. And whereas you guys were no less competent, but everybody has his own fate, and you build up. So anyway, thank you for your good words. And, namaste.
Thank you, Arun sir. Thank you, Arun Kapoor sir. Very interesting. And I think you also mentioned about his personal information. So now I think I very much touch his values. Thank you once again, Arun sir, for the sharing your association with IK Bahl sir. Can I invite Mr. Subrata Banerjee? He is not available on his webcam, but he is available on audio. So let us open his audio. Okay, Mr. Subrata Banerjee, can you open your speaker and share your experience with IK Bahl sir? You are muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. Now
Yes.
I am audible now?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Param, for arranging such nice gathering, and to Samad also. And it is my wonderful, I had a lot of experience with Mr. Bahl at different stages of my professional career. Initially, I met Mr. Bahl when I had only 3 years of experience in universal conveyor belting. And I got a lot of insights from him during long discussion of 7 to 8 hours duration. We discussed a lot about the nylon conveyor belt, which was very new during that time. And I got a lot of insights from him, which was not available at our plant location. And after that, he told me that once you will be more experienced, then I will think about absorbing you in our plant. Though unfortunately, I left Universal after some time, and I ultimately joined in Continental Carbon, which was known as Oriental Carbon during that time. And there my journey in carbon black started. And I have nearly 30 years of experience in carbon black manufacturing and in technical service especially. After Oriental, I served in Birla Carbon for 13 years. And during my tenure in Continental, I also visited Hilton so many times. And I didn't have the chance to meet with Mr. Bahl during that time. I met with Mr. Dubey most of the time. And during my end of my career, that is when I have completed almost 28 years of experience in carbon black, I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Bahl, but not for carbon black, for some different issue that was related with bulk conveying of carbon black. Carbon black is normally available in 25 kg paper bag, and they were interested to get some bulk handling of carbon not in 25 kg in the bulk bags. There we discussed at length what are the scopes available, and Mr. Bahl expressed his keen interest for knowing what are the systems involved. Though we have regarding bulk handling, we have lot of bigger issues, bigger picture, whatever we have implemented in tire industry. But for the non-tire segment, also a lot of customers were interested, and out of that, Forex was also interested for that type of handling system. We discussed in detail with presentation to Mr. Bahl, and he had appreciated it. And after that, possibly they have introduced the bulk handling system in their process. And during that time, I observed that Mr. Bahl was a very, very highly knowledgeable person. Apart from the rubber science and technology, he also has a lot of interest in other aspects also. And every time I enjoyed his company and I enjoyed his interaction with us. And today itself, I even really appreciate his some suggestions, whatever is very, very important for upgradation of business process in any industry. First of all, that is covering 3 verticals. One is the vertical related with the customer, because you can know much better, you can have much better insight from the customer rather than the specification as such. Whatever the customer requirement, that should be the specification. Forget about ASTM, BIS, whatever. We also follow the same system in Birla Carbon. Second is the interaction with the soft floor people. It used to give a lot of insights. And from the engineers or supervisors, you will not get ins and outs of the processes, because even after knowing all these things, they will not speak out. But you will get the intricacies from the shop floor people. That is a very good suggestion. And third is the interaction with the supplier team, especially technical service team, because they know much better what are the scopes or what are the avenues available for upgradation of your product and your technology. So these are the wonderful suggestions were given by Mr. Bahl, and I really appreciate his endeavor to upgrade himself in the industry with nearly 55 years of experience is a lot. I never heard people of 55 years of experience with 77 years is so energetic, and still he has the aspire to work more, another 5 years or 6 years. It is really nice. I wish him long life, long active life with good health, and so that he can contribute to the newer generations a lot. They will get a lot of knowledge and insights from him. And Long life, sir. And I'm really grateful to you to have you in this gathering. Wish to meet you again at some other points. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Subrata.
Thank you, Mr. Subrata Banerjee. Appreciate valuable input on this platform. Thank you very much. Now I invite Mr. Pankaj Rai, who also associated work with Mr. A.K. Bahl, sir. Mr. Pankaj Rai, can you please open your webcam and yeah. Yeah, can you open your webcam as well as your speaker? Okay, please stand by, guys. It's opening up. Yeah. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. This is Pankaj Kumar from Forest India Private Limited. I have been associated with Forest India for last 5 years as a AVP Manufacturing and Technology. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Pram for giving me this honors and privilege to be here today and express my sincere gratitude while speaking a few lines for Mr. Bahl. First of all, Bahl sir needs no introduction. Actually, he is full package as he has a hand-on experience about compounding, technology, quality management systems, production and process. For me, talking about Bahl sir is like flashing a torch to the sun. But definitely, I want to share my experience with him so that the young generation can understand the attitudes and sincerity required for professionals. When I'm saying this why I'm saying this because the new generation mostly gives preference to their rights over their responsibilities, like they, they want to space for their personal life and other things. But Bahl sir sacrificed a lot of his personal life and times to gain where he is today. When I first met with Bahl sir, we immediately bonded over what it's like to be a million miles business flyer. He is a great inspiration to his juniors, and we all strive to acquire the same zeal and enthusiasm which he possessed towards work. As everyone repeatedly say that the Welser is 77-year-old. At the age of 77, he works more than me. He reads more than me, and definitely he delivers more than me. At this age, his energy level is the same as of any youngster. So I feel the reason behind is that his hungerness for the knowledge. He takes every work, size small, big, doesn't matter, as seriously as any new freshers who want to deliver and prove themselves. Uh, we usually talk about passion in our life, and we think if we have a passion, we can achieve anything in our life. But while working with him, I learned that if you want to pursue your passion, your patience level should be high to achieve something solid in your life. Basically, Balser spends 1/3 of his time on the software. He keeps on reading new books and newspapers, and he abstracts current affairs. His perfection in English grammar is untouched. I just want to share my one experience. A few days back, we were facing some problems in software, some blisters issues on some of their product. So I asked him for the support. He stood there for more than 3 hours. He skipped his lunch to resolve the issue by setting process conditions and other trials. By using of his process and engineering knowledge, he solved the problem. But until he solved the problem, he didn't leave the place. He always says to being a perfect rubber technologist, Other than compounding, we must have a knowledge about process and engineering related to it. To solve any software problem, we used to stand, not that experience, used to stand in the soft floor 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, sometimes more than that, until he resolved it. I also remember just one of the more experience because during his early days, TGA, DSC, these things was not available with the industry. So recently I had done some work and I was comparing two compounds TGA graph. I have some papers. So I was keeping those papers and I was marking the zones, different zones, plasticized zones, whatever I had to do. So he was just sitting beside me. So he took the paper and just put those paper back to back and flash it against the light. And easily we can see that where is the difference, what are the zones and in what zones there is a difference. So he always teaches also to apply our mind beyond the tools and techniques. Just want to share some light moments with him. So I remember whenever any supervisor or worker do any fault, he first teach them for improvement. But later on, and sometimes he used to say to punish them by pulling their ears. And he says, it's an urocolotherapy, it's make your brain sharp. Somehow my ears are safe till now. I am very lucky and privileged to work with such a humble and great personality. I wish him a good health and best of luck for his future life. And I wish to work for many more years with him. Once again, thanks to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pankaj. Really interesting, and you really addressed value lessons that you learned from Bahl. And also finally you end up with the pinching your ears and pulling the ears. That's it's, I think we used to have it, and when you were kids in the primary school, teachers tells us, so he's a great teacher. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Pankaj, once again. Now I invite Bahl Saab, any words? I think he's on daily basis. Any words about Pankaj? He's a good boy. Okay, just a second. Let me open your camera. Yeah, okay, go on, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you go ahead. Yeah, he's a good boy. Pankaj is a good boy to you?
Very good. Very good. You see, there is a difference. We are from the, not that academician point of view good. The today's generation is academically very high level of knowledge they have. He's MTech, I am only a BSc. So today's chemistry, today's physics, I have to learn from the youngsters. We did not have the opportunity to work with the sophisticated equipments. So those are our limitations. With the new equipments, with the new machines, with a lot of electronics involved, we have to work with them and get the results tabulated, monitored, analytically to be seen into. So these things I learned from Mr. Pankaj, and he is very much helpful to me in understanding the chemistry and physics in the atomic or molecular structure piece. So that we do not know what is the molecular distribution is there or molecular structure is there. We only understand that this is a polyisoprene and this is a polybutadiene or this is this. But he will narrate the chemistry of the polybutadiene or he will narrate the chemistry of the polyisoprene. As heard, It's an exchange of knowledge and exchange experience. Today's generation has a lot of knowledge. Older generation have experience behind them. Both have to be merged together to give the best results to the industry, to the organization in which they are working, and with the people with whom they are working. So these are my good wishes to Pankaj to come up and take and replace me soon.
It will be never happen.
Thank you very much, sir. I think well said. Young and old, experience and knowledge blend together and to work for the best of the organization and the individuals. And thank you very much. Now, I invite Dr. Samar to come forward to share a few thanks to all our panelists. Dr. Samar, and also all the speakers, kindly open your webcams, please. Okay, Arun Saab, can you open your webcam? Okay. Sir, who else? Yeah, almost all except the energy. Fine. Yeah. So, Dr. Samar. Okay.
First of all, I convey all of you my namaskar. And really, it is a galaxy of people. And I must thank Mr. Ashwini Sarin and Subrato Banerjee. These two gentlemen, they informed me about Mr. I.K. Bahl. And once I got his telephone number, first day I called him, he was in the car. And he said me that I will reach office and then give you call. And after he reached office, he gave me the call. This is the person, Mr. I.K. Bahl. And that day onwards, I know him. I was not knowing him because in Forex, I know Pankaj Rai and Dr. Timir Bhattacharya. Because Pankaj Rai, I met him in Oriental Rubber, and Timir Bhattacharya, I came to know from the Phoenix Conveyor. So, I.K. Bahl sir, I am really grateful to you that you made this occasion a very lively one and very, very interesting one. Thanks to Arun Kapoor sir. Arun sir, I know for last almost maybe 7-8 years, sir. So Arun sir, he came to JK. That time I met him, and also I met him in the Ralston Tire when I visited. Thanks, Arun sir, for gracing this occasion and telling about the good things that you know about Bahl sir. And the two colleagues, Timir sir and Pankaj, they told many inner things, company information, which are generally they don't come out in the public. So we can come to know very nice things of Bahl sir as a teacher, as a person who can give lot of technical support to the shop floor people and the technical people. And the very nice thing he told, blending of experience and knowledge. If industry can blend these things, they can prosper a lot, definitely. And Supratada, I really thank you for giving the nice information about Bahl sir. And really this program, by organizing this program, we ourselves are getting highly satisfied that something good we are doing, and this must go on. That is my say to all of you, and that is our commitment to also to all of you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samar. Any other final remarks to all of you? Anyone to share? Yeah, before we move to the next session. Arun sir, any for a final any remarks for the audience? You can open your webcam, or you can open your speaker. Speaker is not on. Your speaker is not on. Yes.
Yeah, as Inder mentioned just now, that we didn't have the opportunity of the modern high-tech education, and the tools with which we worked at our time were very, very basic and preliminary. You can call us stone age of rubber industry. But out of that only evolved the new things. And he rightly said that we learn from younger generation a lot. I am learning even today new things, and it is exciting. Although a lot of things are difficult to grasp because we don't have that background of that modern university education of polymer industry, this and that. But I agree with him that we have and we are learning from the new generation. Thank you.
Thank you, Arun sir. Sarin sir, you have any remarks? Yeah.
As I have already said that it's a good initiative by you to organize such memorable things for the present as well as for future. Uh, I, I will support you in any way you need me anytime. This I am saying to TechnoBiz and the coordinator. Summer always troubles me and always asks me how you can do it. I never said no, and I always reply because of his generosity and is a good human being. Param, as we were doing it for the professional guys, if you join the industry people also like this, I think this will be a good combination. That how technical people, let us watch those industry people, whether what they say is their monetary part is working or what they call that we can buy anything. We like to see to it how they respect their pillars who make, from in my opinion, you see, the guard of the factory is a very important guy. Guard of the factory. You have invested crores of rupees and you leave it on only one fellow when it closes. He is the owner at that time. So let us see what the industry says about this professional technologists, what regard they have. Let us watch. And if they are on wrong path, and let us correct them, that money doesn't work. Only the people who are having the knowledge to guide you for the things, you have value for it. If you can start that way, this is just a suggestion. It's very, very different thing which I'm talking to you. And I'm not into the industry, but I'm into the trade, where I always think of contributing to this industry. My passion is to give something to the industry who is giving me bread and butter. So that's what I'm telling you. That's all. And I go on adding whatever it comes to my mind, which you see brings the rubber industry up. We have a very good growth in the rubber industry. We are facing so many problems in the rubber industry, and very few people are there who really works for the industry to come up. Trying to make a platform where they don't have any jealous or they feel competition among themselves. It is the work, it is dedication, it brings a person up. So this is what I want to say.
Thank you, Sarin sir. Actually, you really hit the point. We totally agree with your suggestion and take it as a, we will plan accordingly. How we bring the guys with the money, okay, the guys who invested in the industry and how they're thinking about professionals and technical people. And I think we all know rubber industry has always been a conservative industry. So we've been trying. TechnoBiz has been trying hard to break that walls, within the ways with education, many events, what we're doing. But I totally agree with you. We respect your suggestion, and we will plan, in the near future, Dr. Samar and we work together. And of course, we really need your help. That's why we want to be part of this journey and guide us. See, for us, is that there is some positive impact on the younger generation and also the current generation. See, I don't know. I'm not sure where I fit. So, but the learnings should be passed on. And paying forward is something people are, these like Mr. Akeba or Mr. Arun Kapoor, all these they have huge experience, and we should take it forward to the generation to generation sustain industry. Yeah. I thank you all once again. Dr. Bhattacharya, you have any final remarks?
Nothing to say, only my thanks to TechnoBiz, and I would request you people to continue this type of activities, this type of initiative as long as possible, and spread it among people, those who are really attached to rubber industry as much as possible. This will help ultimately the industry and also our interpersonal relation between technologies to technologists will increase. So it is essential, and you have taken a very good initiative, and I must appreciate it, and I feel happy to be a part of this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pankaj, any final remarks you would like to add? Let me turn off the yeah. Okay. Yeah, go on. Fine. Pankaj, are you ready? Or while you guys are working together, there's not much to yeah. Let's conclude here. Thank you all for joining. Dr. Samar, any final say thank one more time to all of you guys? Yeah.
Subrata Banerjee wants to say something. Can you ask him?
Yeah, Mr. Subrata Banerjee, yeah.
Lastly, one thing I appreciate, I came to know that though it was known to me earlier also, the combination of experience and knowledge can yield a lot in an industry. Though many industry don't recognize it, but those who have recognized this requirement, they have prospered well. I have seen that type of activities in MRF tire. Mr. B. Jayamani, he is quite old and he has a lot of experience. And even after retirement, he has been retained for 7-8 years just to take out the experience from him and blend it with the knowledge of the new generation. And that way, MRF prospered like anything. So this is a very new concept, and I will share with my colleagues and ex-colleagues and other people also.
So there's a lot to take away from this today's program from Mr. Bahl. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, thank you all once again. Now we go to the next part of this program. The last part is the Q&A session. Thank you all once again. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Now we go to.
I have to depart now for joining the other program. Okay. So
sure, fine.
I wish all the best to Bahl sir and everybody, and thanking once again. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you very much. Now I invite Mr. A.K. Bahl Sahab to answer some of the questions we received from the audience. Okay, let me. Please stand by, sir. Okay. I'm going to show the question onto the screen, and you can address them appropriately. Yeah. Okay, here is our first question from the audience. Okay, let me, okay, I unmute you. Yes, go on, sir. Now it is okay. Yeah, go on.
There are two questions.
Yeah, now it is okay. Fine, sir. Go ahead. Yeah.
There are two parts of the question is there. One part is taking for upgradation. Upgradation will automatically come when the competition is there and you have to stand the competition. To me, it is a process which will never end, not only for the conveyor, for every sector of the industry. Growth has to be there and growth will continue. Second part is performance and life of the conveyor belt. Performance and life of the conveyor belt is two parts of it. How good the conveyor belt system has been designed and how good the conveyor belt itself has been designed. Both have to be looked into. System also has to play its own part, and belt structure and belt characteristics will take its own part. So performance can be realized by improving the inputs of the conveyor belts. Performance will be looked into by the system design for the conveyor belt. So sometimes we talk more about the belt, we don't talk about the conveyor system. So both the things have to merge together to give a composite result. Single will not give the result. If the system is not good, no good belt life. Even if a good belt is there, it will not going to give a life. So conveyor belt and the system both have to work together to give the right performance out of the belt. Is it my answer satisfies?
Yes, you are just hit the right point. Yeah. Okay, next question, sir. Here.
Abrasion resistant conveyor belt. We all in the industries know that there are two ways to get the high abrasion resistant. One is by using the very low particle size carbon black like SAF and ASF, but they have their own limitations in the mixing. Second part is by using the polybutadiene rubber to improve the abrasion resistance. So these are the two routes. One is selection of the carbon, amount of the carbon present in the compound, and second is what is the constituent of the polybutadiene rubber. Sometimes we talk too much about the abrasion resistance of a conveyor belt. We do not talk about the tear resistance of the rubber compound. Not only abrasion is going to give the performance, tear is also very, very important part in the performance of the conveyor belt. And in none of our standards, tear is addressed. Of course, in the US, people do address the tear resistance also, but standard doesn't have taken into account the tear resistance of the rubber compounds for the conveyor belt. That part needs to be looked into when we are designing a compound for the conveyor belt cover. Is it?
Yes.
Exactly what I can add on.
Yeah, thank you. There's one more last question. Yeah.
I'm not a marketing man, but understanding the technical developments of the conveyor belt in India as well as Asia, the developments is a continuous process. It is not going to end. Understanding the needs, understanding the expectations, understanding the limitations, developments will take place. Question is, what sort of the developments we are talking about? Is it only transferring the material from one point to another, or it is the conditions in which conveyor belts are running, the people who are on the shop where the belts are used, how much fly off is there, how much dust is there, how much mud is there, all those things also need to be addressed too. So as today pipe conveyor belts are coming up to take care of the health of the people, that is the one area which I see people will move from the conventional flat beds to the pipe conveyor belts to keep the environment and atmosphere clean. Capacities of the conveyor belts, speeds of the conveyor belts will move on as the demands goes on. New materials may come up. Currently, we are using nylon or DP or steel. Some Kevlar is also used, but it has not cast well compared to the steel cord. Things will move. New materials may come in future, and that will play their own parts in future. That's all.
Thank you very much, Bahl sir. Thank you very much. I want to say, we are almost, to the end of this presentation with this webinar today, Eminent Rubber Industry Professional. Personally, very rewarding, a lot to take away as person for myself. I'm sure there are many of the audiences. I thank you very much for accepting our invitation and take a time and bring your 55 years of journey into around 40-45 minutes as a session for us today. I thank you on behalf of TechnoBiz and Dr. Samar, and once again for contributing. And this is going to be very useful for all the people, whoever is, whether is young or not young, experienced or not experienced, and I'm sure that they will take a lot from this session. And I'm really thankful to you, grateful to you for supporting joining this session today. Before I end the program now, would you like to share any final remarks to the audience? Okay, so that we will conclude the session now. Please.
Thank you very much to yourself and the TechnoBiz family, who are all the members of this group is there, giving me the opportunity to come face to face through the camera. But we are having a face to face and eye to eye contact also. I find this forum very, very helpful to the coming generations to understand what has gone in the past and what is expected from today and what will be expected in future also. So the question which people are asking, what is the future is there, how the things are going to take shape. So that's mean vision is coming, people are understanding it, what is likely to happen, and today's ideas will become the what you can call it, come in the shape. So whatever we are thinking today, it will take the shape tomorrow. So it's good that to learn that people are keen what is going to happen, and we have to prepare for that. Whatever our ideas are there, we need to implement those ideas into the plans and into the processes. So planning will start with the ideas, and let's have the ideas and then convert those ideas into the plans. And through this forum, as said, let us generate the ideas and put them in practice. That's all I can add.
Thank you very much, sir. Once again, heartfelt thanks to you. A lot to take today. We really enjoyed this whole session, and lot of suggestions and useful input for to all who will be joining in the future in the YouTube or watching this program in YouTube also. So once again, thank you very much, guys. All the panelists as well, thank you for contributing, sharing your own experience with the audience about the Mr. IK Bahl. It's what listening to you and your experience is invaluable. Appreciate that. And also all the audience who joined today and also will be watching in the future. Thank you all for looking at this whole program. Once again, thank you. Before I end the program, I want to quickly show you what is. See, this is every story is unique. Every eminent person has interesting journey. So I wanted to have make a schedule of yourself available to join this Eminent Rubber Industry Professional journey. These are our upcoming schedules. Okay, everybody has unique experience in different industry. The perceptions are different, and I think it's a great opportunity for all of us to to learn. And you see Dr. Samir Majumdar is no more, but we are bringing his legacy of what it looks like, how he contributed to the industry. Arvind Moore and Mr. Kulatunga Rajpa is from the industry perspective. He owns a DSA group, and how he transferred, and also what else he did, in this umbrella. And Mr. Sudhir Gautam, Dr. Pranab Kumar Paul, Professor Golok Nando, and Mr. Shil Chandra Jain, Mr. Dr. Ramapati Panda, and Mr. N. Rajagopal, and Mr. Arun Kapoor, that you met him today. So everybody, guys, I wanted all of you to follow this program to learn, and particularly with this, huge pool of experienced people. For us as a TechnoBiz, I found it's not a job that I'm doing this one. It's honestly, it's something I destined to do it, I guess. Okay, I'm very much thankful to Dr. Samar to be part of this one. Also, many other supporters, Society of Industrial Chemistry, and many other people. Okay, with that note, it is self-explanatory. I think we need to value things what nature gave us, and I encourage all of you to grow more trees in the surroundings of your home and workplace. With that note, I once again thank you all, and bye bye for now. I hope to see you in the next program. Thank you.
Thank you.